Hi, I'm going to discuss Kim's Journey to Life blog. Um, the Indignant character, the 83. And I'm going to review it because she. Um, the way that her self forgiveness statements are written are very well examples of how to bring the point back to ourselves of, for instance, in this case, the indignation character. So I'm just going to read it so that you can see for yourself how she manages to actually take responsibility for this character by bringing it back to herself. I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to create a belief within and as me of something being unfair or against me. I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to judge another's comments as unworthy or wrong. I now see and realize and understand that I have judged the situation as unworthy or wrong based on my own ego interest because I have created a belief within and as myself that I am unworthy or wrong. So within this, I have gone into an aggressive stance of reaction to protect my ego because I have created a belief within and as me that another is attacking me. Because I now see and realize that and understand that I have seen myself in this moment as not worthy or incorrect or small, and within this I have experienced myself as embarrassment because I am fearful that the other will see this as a point of weakness within and as me and use it against me. Thus I forgive myself that I've connected my belief that I'm being weak to fear, and thus I fear my own fear. And what I have actually done is create a clusterfuck of problems for myself. So that's a really cool insight and really cool taking self-responsibility for the indignation character, because I mean, this is how human interaction works in the world today, is where we simply like feel attacked by each other and then we react with anger and then we go into blame and we constantly blame each other for how we feel, and there is no form of realization or awareness of what actually goes on within ourselves and how we are actually the starting point of these types of experiences like indignation. So what Kim's has written here is like realizing that it all begins with ourselves, where we will feel small and inferior, and then from that point of fear in our inside of ourselves we will go into a point of superiority, like feeling um, indignant, um, feeling like angry and blaming the other one for apparently attacking us, when never noticing that it's really us attacking them because we feel small and inferior due to our own beliefs that we have allowed to exist within ourselves. Okay, so I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to judge myself as unworthy or not having adequate knowledge or information to be able to interact with another, and within this I'm already on the defensive before I start, so this essentially has become my starting point. So it's funny that basically we all feel like really small inside of ourselves and really fearful, and then we basically from that starting point feel as though we need to protect ourselves from other people, when really we're just protecting ourselves from our own fear actually, which we then project on other people, believing that it's other people making us feel small and inferior, when it's simply us inside of ourselves. I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to experience myself as guilt and shame and embarrassment of reacting to a situation because I have created a belief within and as myself that I'm not armed with the facts of a situation and therefore not worthy to comment. I now see, realize, and understand that in this situation I'm completely in the mind as thoughts, feelings, and emotions, because to be armed means that I've created a belief within and as myself that I'm preparing for war. So this is also a really cool statement that she has written, like realizing that basically what we do in all our conversations with each other is like war. It's like a war going on where you have to arm yourself with knowledge and information to be able to have the best or the most superior way of expressing yourself, so that you will get respect from everyone, so that you will feel as though people are looking up at you instead of looking down at you, which is, to kind of cover up the experience of inferiority and fear that we actually experience within ourselves. And then you have the loser of the conversation, the battle, who will then experience fear and will be very silent in the conversation because they feel like they are not armed enough with that they don't know enough. That's how also we place children in that experience of inferiority when we tell them that they don't know enough, so they should just shut up and not say anything when the grown-ups are talking. I mean, and then that inferior person, or the loser apparently, will then judge and blame the apparent winner for looking down on them, and will then find and search ways to get back at them, and through anger and resentment and blame, etc. Also not realizing that we're just placing ourselves in that position by allowing ourselves to experience inferiority in the first place. Okay, so I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to have backchat regarding another in that I think, what the fuck do they know, and within this I see that I have separated myself from another being in separation in my mind. Thus I forgive myself for separating myself from another in my mind as backchat. I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to forget my breath in every moment and to not see that I'm not breathing effectively within and as myself. I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to beat myself up within myself with and as backchat that I shouldn't have said that, what a stupid thing to say, because I judge myself as inferior to another and I have created a belief within and as me that I'm not able to comment on a situation. I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to judge myself as stupid and not able to participate and to express myself for fear of it not being accepted and ridiculed. Okay, this is going to be the last one. It's a really cool one. I now see, realize, and understand that this is a deep-rooted personality of reaction character because I've created a belief within and as myself of being inferior, and within this I still worry about being judged, so I say what I say with an element of trepidation, of it not being accepted, and thus I create a situation for myself whereby I believe that I have to react to protect myself. What I now see, realize, and understand is that I need to drop the act of being inferior, and within this reaction, by going deeper into the personality that I've created and has become me, and finding the trigger points and delete them for once and for all with self-forgiveness, so that I no longer react in fear of not being liked or judged by others or myself. So that's just an awesome way of taking responsibility for the characters that we experience within and as ourselves, such as the indignation character, by simply realizing that it's ourselves who have to basically drop the act of experiencing inferiority and basically putting ourselves down, making ourselves feel inferior all the time, and just stop blaming other people for how we feel within ourselves and simply stand up within ourselves and take responsibility for who we are, within the realization that everything that we experience is simply our own doing and we're doing it to ourselves. So that's just that's what taking self-responsibility means. And so I would suggest to read Kim's Journey to Life, blog 83, and I will share the link in the description box, so enjoy. Thanks.